Taylor suspected his wife Elsie, with whom he had shared a decade of marriage, was being unfaithful. Elsie had been distancing herself and exhibiting unusual behavior, contrasting their typically close relationship. Since their high school days, they had been inseparable, a bond that Taylor cherished deeply. His concern led him to contact Elsie's sister, who reluctantly revealed that Elsie had developed feelings for a mutual friend and was engaged in an emotional affair through Snapchat and text messages. The revelation shattered Taylor. He felt an overwhelming sense of devastation, contemplating the depth of his loss. Elsie was not only his wife but his best friend, and the only person he had ever truly opened up to. Their connection, which he believed was one in a million, now seemed irrevocably damaged. During that tumultuous period, Taylor and Elsie faced numerous challenges. Still, they managed to navigate through them, and for a time, their relationship appeared to be improving. However, Elsie exhibited intense jealousy towards Taylor's female friends and coworkers a few months later. This growing suspicion reached a point where it severely impacted their daily lives, sparking frequent and heated arguments. Taylor, who had never been unfaithful to Elsie, found these accusations baseless and absurd. His past interactions with other women were limited to his high school days, long before his committed relationship with Elsie began. Elsie's unfounded jealousy persisted for months, coinciding with a particularly stressful phase in Taylor's academic journey as he neared the completion of his STEM PhD. Taylor decided to temporarily move out to address the situation and prompt Elsie to realize the gravity of her actions and accusations. During their separation, Taylor fell into a profound depression, unlike anything he had ever experienced before, leading him to attempt to end his own life. Known by those around him as a loyal and genuinely nice person, Taylor also embodied the archetype of a manly man. His background was rooted in hard-working farm life and military service, yet he also embraced a hippie and artsy side. Taylor experienced emotions intensely and aspired to be the tough guy with a soft heart. He envisioned himself as the kind of father who would proudly sport tattoos and scars, yet wouldn't hesitate to have a tea party in the front yard with his child, or shed tears at every significant life milestone. This dream seemed attainable, especially since he believed he had found his soulmate at a young age. For Elsie, he had made significant sacrifices, turning down major military and government positions and prestigious educational opportunities. These were not choices made at her behest, but because the thought of being apart was unbearable. However, the reality of their strained relationship, compounded by the realization that what he had invested so much in might have been based on a falsehood, drove Taylor to a state of despair so deep that he contemplated ending his life. After seeing her genuine remorse, Taylor returned home and gave Elsie a second chance. He believed her when she insisted that her affair had not been physical, and their relationship improved significantly for almost a year. During this time, Taylor faced a heartbreaking loss. His aunt, who had raised him and was like a mother to him, was diagnosed with cancer and passed away within 4 weeks, with Taylor by her side. This loss deeply affected him, adding to his existing emotional struggles. Taylor's friends intervened and informed him that Elsie's affair had been physical, not just emotional as she had claimed. Confronted with this, Taylor questioned Elsie at home. Despite her initial denials, she admitted to a physical encounter with their mutual friend 2 years earlier, where she sucked him off in a parking lot. Apparently, he had randomly asked her to do it out of curiosity, and she willingly obliged. Devastated by this revelation, Taylor listened as Elsie tearfully apologized, insisting it was a mistake and expressing her love for him. She promised to do anything to mend their relationship and reaffirmed her commitment to their future together. Taylor loved Elsie deeply and was frightened by the situation. Apart from this incident, their relationship had been excellent, embodying the kind of marriage and partnership he had always desired. This was precisely why the betrayal hurt him so much more. He would have never imagined such a thing could happen in their relationship, especially since they were not facing any significant issues. The ease with which Elsie engaged in the affair was what scared him the most. Taylor had spent a long time reflecting and realized he had an unhealthy dependence on Elsie. Despite his inherently independent nature, shaped by being raised by his grandmother, aunt, and mother, he wondered if his lack of a strong paternal figure led to an unhealthy attachment to his wife. He was unsure. Regardless, he recognized that this dependency was not beneficial for either of them. The couple had no children, though they had plans to start trying within the next 6 months. Taylor began questioning whether this ordeal was a significant sign or warning about their future plans. Taylor and Elsie attended couples counseling, and Taylor also sought individual therapy following his self-deletion attempt. He found these sessions very helpful and had completely moved past the phase of self-pity and harmful thoughts. He regretted having reached such a low point but acknowledged it had happened. While the couple's counseling was beneficial, Taylor felt disillusioned by the fact that Elsie had lied about the physical aspect of her affair during these sessions, making him feel as if the counseling efforts were somewhat futile. Taylor knew the difficult decision he needed to make and understood it was time to face it bravely. He had committed to not acting hastily and to continue attending counseling. Still, deep down, he felt that the marriage was essentially over. Taylor reflected on the harsh realities of life, recognizing that sometimes making long-term plans can seem futile, as life often has a way of disrupting them unexpectedly. This experience had taught him to continue loving, but to trust more cautiously. It had led to a closer circle of friends and a stronger personal defense. Embracing the present more than ever, Taylor had rediscovered his passion for art and music, interests he had previously set aside. Despite the challenges, he remained determined to find his way through this difficult period. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoy this content, please let me know by subscribing and pushing onto the like button. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.